Hey guys, me Tiffany, welcome back to my channel. We're watching episode 2 of PitBabe season 2. Episode 1 was a good setup for the new season. Excited to see how the story is gonna go. I did have my, conflicting opinions, I guess, with episode 1, but I'm excited to see how things are gonna continue and progress, especially with that kind of cliffhanger where Chris is there. I think the more I, think about the series, the more I think, there's no way Chris is a new character. I don't want to say I genuinely think it's Wei. And there's still some part of me thinking that we're gonna have to move on from Wei from now. I think it's just that we're going back with these emotions of seeing Wei's death and how it impacted all these characters, especially that kind of death anniversary thing. It's really hitting me after watching it. There's no way this person will come on a day, specifically on the day Wei death day, and also just all the things with Tony and all that kind of stuff, and just his ability. We just don't know his abilities of doing things and all that kind of stuff. So I think all that mixed into, there's a big part of me thinking there's no way that Chris is not Wei and he's been manipulated into this fake personality that is here to infiltrate whatever it is, whatever Tony wants to do with these people. So I'm excited to see how things are gonna go. And I found out Dean is probably not dead. I really was sad that he got shot. He got shot up for 2 seconds and he got shot. But based on the intro scene, it does seem I think he's gonna stay alive. I think he's gonna get saved or something along the lines about that. But yeah, I've been talking for too long. Without further ado, let's watch episode 2 of PitBabe. Clone! He said the word, guys. Y'all know I'm a dumb. Oh my god. He's a fucking clone. Guys, the word is even in the series. Sorry. I'm gonna die on this hill. I'm fucking dying on the hill.
ไอ้เวมันก็ไม่มีญาติที่ไหนนี่หว่านี่มึงไม่ได้พยายามเลี่ยงไม่คุยไม่กินไม่เจอกูอยู่ใช่ปะเปล่าทำไมกูต้องทำแบบนั้นด้วยอ่ะ
Okay, the dynamic's pretty clear. See, Sonic, I think Sonic and North both have crushes on each other, but I think Sonic was waiting for North to make a move. He never did in season 1. He gave up. He left to pursue his dream. He's like, I can't sit around and wait for him anymore. Trying to move on, but just having hope, I guess. So when he came back, he was trying to avoid, but still deep down, if North does ask him, he's gonna say yes. And then North here. But I think he's also thinking that North probably doesn't like me because he hasn't moved. I've shown so many signs before as well too. It's another part of moving on. And then North here is too afraid to ruin this friendship to go after him, and he probably thinks Sonic doesn't like him either. But I think he's still trying, but Sonic is clearly distancing himself to kind of protect his feelings a little bit as well too. And just the back and forth. I just need one of you guys to break, and I think maybe jealousy is the way to break it. Look at the way they look at each other.
เอาไว้สถานการณ์ดีขึ้นก่อนเถอะแล้วมันจะทันก่อนกับอารีสไหมวะไม่รู้ดิ
Oh, look at his buddy. He thinks he's losing him. They're best friends too, and they're separated, countries away. Make your move. You're gonna lose him if you don't.
แล้วพวกมันนี่เป็นใครอ่ะผมก็ไม่รู้เหมือนกันครับแต่มันดูมีอิทธิพลมากขนาดทำให้เรียนจำปล่อยตัวนักโทษมาได้นะครับ
Shit, oh my god. I just thought this wild. Okay, is it... I'm pretty certain Willie is gonna be the person that Tony sent, but what if he also sent in Dean again? I personally, I find it kind of odd where he spent so much effort, or I don't know how much effort he put in, but he has enough power to take 3 of them out of jail. And I'm fighting with my own brain right now. Out of jail, he tried to run away, and then the person, I feel like these 2 bodyguards are very powerful, skilled individuals as well too, and he wouldn't miss that easily. I feel like he would have grazed or how are you that bad at aiming if you're a bodyguard, you know? Missed it, and then he's like perfectly fine, and he's like, I'm here to lay low. Like, you know, that does not really make sense. Is it possible that he was like, they want to look like that he shot and then like they purposely missed it, and like, but then like how would they coordinate that? Like after they drove out, another car drove in, and they said like, okay, he's alive, tell him to meet with Tony, tell him to do the job, and he comes here. Is that possible? But at the same time, he did let Kenta go too. So could it be like, I only want the people who are actually very, very loyal to me to stay with me, and or is he so narcissistic that he believes that even if they let them go, they'll come back to me anyways? These three in a situation, I don't know. The leg grab, bro. Okay, hands. I knew it was coming, but I'm still shocked. Like, bro, his reaction. You see that trust between the couples are breaking. I think classic second season stuff where you have that kind of like conflict within the relationship. But okay, first of all, I think you can clearly see that like the trust between Babe and Charlie is breaking, in the sense that I think during the scene in like when they're going up the stairs and all that kind of stuff, you can see that like Charlie was trying really hard, and instead of like full on asking, he was allowing Babe to like giving Babe the space to tell the truth of what happened. He keeps pushing a little bit, and Babe is not telling him, and I'm not sure exactly if it's more of like, I don't want to worry Charlie. I don't really see it as a I don't want to worry Charlie thing, and it's more of like his ego in the situation, I think, as well too. But for me personally, Alex, if you like told the truth, I think the trust will be still there. I think the trust was broken when Babe decided to continue that lie. Not full on lying, just not telling the full truth of like where he was and what he was doing, even though there's kind of like photos out there now. I don't think Babe was aware that there's photos out there now of like them hanging out together in the same space. So it's more of like he wasn't aware that he knew that situation. I think even if he knew that Charlie saw the photos, like I don't know, like would he continue to lie about this? I don't know. Maybe he, like, even explaining it, I feel like that trust is still broken, in the sense of like there is that jealousy aspect to it and all that as well too. But yeah, I don't know. There's like a lot of like, definitely like Charlie does look very different. Like I think Pooh does a really great job at the end of this episode, where you can see after like the next day after the whole thing happened on the stairs, I think like he does seem more like less like chirpy and cute in a sense as before. I think there's definitely that kind of like possessiveness and that kind of like anger is the wrong word to present, but like he just looks kind of more angry and more serious now. He isn't teasing as much anymore. I think he's just like, there is something going on with him. He doesn't know. He's not explaining. I need to figure out why. I need to make sure my man stays my man's. Like that kind of that possessive aspect is coming out definitely for Charlie. I think Pooh does a really great job portraying that feeling. You can clearly see that he's angry. He needs to figure out things kind of expression. I think also in another line we see that kind of relationships trust is also slightly breaking, in the sense of there is Jeff hiding the whole thing about his powers to Alan, and I think that next episode, now that Alan kind of heard Jeff in the weaker part after his visions, and he's going to start questioning it. I don't think Jeff is going to fully tell him the truth either. I think we're going to see more of a parallel between Babe and Jeff on like how they are keeping the stuff from their partners and causing that effect on the relationships that they're in respectively. And so definitely that's going to show up and cause a lot of things. And the more I look at it, another big part, I was questioning, okay, now that Kenta is left Tony, I think that what Tony was doing is like to find the person that is most loyal to him to work with him, as well as the idea that like no one's gonna be able to stop me. I'm too powerful. Even if you guys like, he brought in these people because he still kind of have hopes that they will help him, but at the end, it's gonna be like, okay, fine, let them go. They're not gonna get in my way anyway. You know what? Go do what it is. Like they don't have that much information. Even if they go run back to X Hunter, it's not gonna inhibit him from succeeding in his plan, because like Willie being probably a big part of it is so strong. So like he puts all his beans in the jar for that is not a phrase at all. I just made it up on the spot, but he's putting all his plans onto Willie and what he's gonna do, and I feel at the end like big part of that might be Chris. Could be, I don't know. Okay, we're just gonna speculate, clone or not, onto his plan, and he thinks he's gonna be super powerful and be able to do that. So it might be kind of a dumb thing, like okay, like maybe he's 2 steps ahead. We don't know, but I think Kenta and definitely Dean aren't like not being with him is not gonna hinder him in his perspective. But like at the same time, like I was kind of more shocked. I felt like Kenta was gonna be like sadly going back to work with Tony, and then we had to like kind of like, we can fix him, bring him back with Kim kind of moment too. I feel like there's still gonna be some ties between Kenta and Tony and scenes we see them together, but I think he's more on the neutral ground in the sense like he's gonna do whatever he does not want to join back into this conflict. And then we've seen some scenes in the trailer of Kim kind of saving Kenta. I think that's gonna come along with maybe Tony and what he's gonna do with Kenta. I think he's still gonna track him down at the situation there. But their story is gonna be really interesting because it's definitely gonna be more, I think, of an enemies to lover kind of situation. There's gonna be still like moments of ruffle, and I don't think Kenta might not fully trust anybody at all. There's a big possibility, but Kenta going to Pete does make sense because they obviously had a past together, and I think he's just gonna protect the person that he had a connection with in the past too. So yeah, there was another thing about, who was it about? Like, I don't know. I think I can just say enough about Willie already, but like Willie definitely, I felt like Willie's target is definitely going to be Charlie and not Babe. So because like he was really targeting Charlie throughout the conversation. Like he's trying to like get Babe into like, oh, like getting close to him. I don't think he fully wants like sleep with him. I don't think that was the plan. I think it was just to provoke him enough to kind of get that anger to build up for Babe to do stuff to make it easy for him to target Charlie, and he succeeded because Babe his emotions got worked up. He went to do the race and then kind of like worked right into Willie's kind of plan, it looks like, and he took the photo. I think the whole plan was to take the photo with him and get his scent on to Babe so that Charlie will get mad. And I think that in the future we'll see a plan to kind of take down Charlie, because right now, if you look at from season 1, and if Tony still has that kind of horrific plan, whatever it is about powers, as well as trying to get revenge on the people who kind of ruined his whole life, Babe, though he still has that like special alpha power thing in the sense of like he wants to, I think in season 1, like get him impregnated and have those like those like super powerful alpha babies. But I think now that Babe doesn't have powers, he does not have his senses, he's just a normal alpha now, in the sense of that like in his skill set, Charlie seems like a bigger target. Charlie has the senses, he's an alpha. Could he be a more, I don't know, like in that like aspect, like that's why Charlie is targeted instead too. We'll find out. I don't know, throwing out a theory, but yeah, excited to see how episode 3 is gonna go, knowing that there's also the car crash. I think the car crash did happen, but I don't think Babe is gonna be fully like that injured in this sense. I think like he got some scratches, probably a broken arm. I don't know exactly what's gonna happen, but definitely gonna stir up things with Jeff and Alan. Also, obviously Babe and Charlie as well too. But yeah, that's it for my reaction. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on my social media link down below. See you next time. Bye.